Ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. For your exam, you need to go into your edu.bandlab account, go to your classroom, and inside a classroom, you will see your exam assignment. Right now, there's only 2 of them in here because I have not started it yet. So I'm going to go and create my project. You will simply open the project or open the assignment and start recording. Now, in this recording, you need to record the melody and the bass line for God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. You are playing your instruments, and then we're going to add a couple parts. Now, I think first thing you need to do is set your tempo to 130. Make sure it's at 4/4. And then the other thing that we have not even talked about a whole lot besides in class today during our Google Meet is you need to set this to the key of D minor because this song is in the key of D minor. And when we go to add some loops in later, it's going to make a difference. Now, um, the first thing I'm going to do is make sure my metronome is on, make sure I have 2 bars count in. You can adjust your volume to your metronome so it's at a comfortable level for you. Make sure you're using your headphones. If for some reason you don't have headphones, it's going to be much more difficult to get a nice clean recording. You're going to have to put your computer by your ear and turn things down and then record, and hopefully the metronome and the previous recordings are not going to stick out too much. We're only going to do 2 actual recordings, so you shouldn't get a whole lot of background noise. But like I said, turn your metronome down, but not so far that you can't hear it. So I'm going to get my trumpet ready. All right. And please do not start recording right at measure number 1. Record starting at measure number 2. That gives you some leeway to mess around with the beginning of your recordings. So I'm going to go ahead and hit record. First thing I'm going to do while I'm here is I'm going to trim the end of the recording so that we can get rid of the extra stuff. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, not out. And you can use these magnifying glasses. The other thing you can do is hold down the control and use your right and left keys. Now, I messed up at the beginning and I didn't restart recording at the pick up to measure 2. I actually started a little bit later than that. And I can also see that things did not really line up very well. And this is one of the problems that BandLab frequently has is even though I stayed with that metronome, it did not line up my first note with measure 2 like it should have been. Now I'm going to look through and make sure it looks like the rest of them are lined up. And it does indeed. If I zoom in, look like maybe we could adjust a little bit. Really would have helped if I would have had headphones though. I was trying to play soft. Okay, hopefully the rest of that works. And just a little bit. All right. Again, I'm going to trim the first part of this so there's not extra. All right, I'm going to zoom back out. I'm going to add another track. Make sure you set your tempo to 130 because that's the tempo that I want you to do this at. All right, and I'm going to turn my metronome up just a little bit because it was a little bit hard to hear it. All right, and I'm going to turn this first track down a little bit. I don't want to turn it down all the way because I need to be able to match it. But especially since I don't have headphones, I don't want that first track to be re-recorded into my second track any more than what it absolutely needs to be. And like I said, if you have headphones to plug in, you really need to do it. All right, so let me go ahead and record the bass line. Ah, sugar plums. I did it on the wrong track. All right, I need to undo that. It's the same thing I did in class today. I need to select measure 2 or track 2. I went up here and adjusted the volume, and that selected the wrong track. All right, good thing there's a Command Z for undo. All right, even with that, here we go. Clock is still running. Let's go. Going to adjust the end, go back to the beginning. I'm going to zoom in. Looks like they started together. Looks like things are lining up. Gonna scan through this real quick. Got some issues with my timing because I don't have my headphones. Can't really hear my click. Getting a little bit off in there. Boy, oh boy. A little bit slow, a little bit fast, but they're pretty close. They're not horrid off. If I had my headphones, it would certainly help. All right. All right. We'll call it good. Let's listen to it. Let me trim the beginning of this recording up first. All right, and I need to go up here and edit the name. So I'm going to hit Command or Control A, and I'm going to rename it God Resty Exam. Hit Enter. I'm going to go over here to save. Gotta make sure you save. I should have saved after I did my first one. I'm going to click in my naming section for my track 1, hit Control A and name it Melody. I'm going to select my name for track 2 and name it Bass Line. All right. And now I can get rid of all this stuff. I'm going to go down here to my loops. I want to find some loops. I know that in my loops, I had found some drum tracks that I liked earlier. I think this is it. Yeah. Now, check this out. You gotta make sure this happened because it messed up on me earlier. It says 130 beats per minute in my project. This loop is at 140 beats. If things work the way they should, I should be able to drag this loop out, drop it in here. My tempo should stay the same in my project. And I just need to line that up with the beginning of measure number 2. And now it should have changed the tempo of that loop. BandLab should have done some work behind the scenes. And it should be at a new tempo, not 140 like it says here, but it should be at 130. So let's listen to it and find out. We'll rewind. Yeah, nice. So we're going to go ahead and drag that out. I'm going to actually drop a different loop in here. All right, and actually I think this loop needs to go a little bit longer. Yep, it did. All right, I'm going to use that 4 right here. Now while I'm here, I'm going to grab, oops, I didn't want to do that. I'm going to copy this one. No, get out. What am I doing? Okay, I'm going to copy that. All right, and let's see. I'm going to go over here to 14. I'm going to drop that other loop back in there. And I'm going to trim the end of this. Boy, that is just not working. Oh, I know I got to not. I have one last little drum loop, or one last little drum hit right there. All right, and then let's see. I need some. Wanted to have something else above. Oh, let's see. Let's see what this is. Yeah, why not? So it should sound pretty decent because it should. It says it's an E minor here and ours is in D minor, but it should change the key when I drag it in. I don't remember which one it was. Yeah, number 2. So I'm going to drag that in here. Move it over a little bit. Good. I think there was another one down here. There it is. I like that one. All right. I'm going to drag that in here. And you see where I'm dragging it to. Every time I drag it down, I'm dragging it down here to the bottom part where it says drag a loop. All right, going to hide this. Let's see what we got. I like it. Take a little break from that one though. I'll let this one go out all the way until we get over here to this section. Then I'm going to change it up here. But you know what? I'm going to have this one come back. So I'm going to copy that one. I'm going to go over here to 14, paste it back in there, drag it out just a little bit more. And maybe we'll have it do a couple of these notes. There we go. All right, bring my loops back up. Why not? All right. And then we're going to bring that first loop back. Oops, don't want to do that. Select there. Copy it. Go to 14. Hit paste. Going to drag it back so it does not go in quite so far. And we'll go to right there. All right, and here's my masterpiece. Gotta find a good ending there. There it is. I like that ending. All right. And I'm going to hit save and I'm going to turn it in. And of course, on yours, you will have a save button and then you'll have a submit now button. And because I'm looking at it from the teacher's viewpoint and you're looking at it from the student viewpoint. That's it. Melody line, bass line, add some drums, add maybe something else. You could also go up here on your parts up here. You could add some effects. So if I hit play, go to effects, I would add just 1 or 2 things at a time. Maybe some reverb. And then, go to the other ones. I can solo that one. And let's add something different here. I can maybe add a little bit of delay, or I could add some, whatever. I could add some EQ. It would be a very good thing to add. I can kind of like say, hey, I want a little bit more high, a little bit less lows. Bring that down. And this. Click that button right there and it adds it in or takes it away. And let's see, maybe have a little bit of delay. And I don't want a lot of delay, but just something to fatten it up a little bit. Okay, we listen to those two together. Over everything. And of course, you know, I would probably spend a little bit more time. This seems kind of a abrupt change. Or maybe I'd go in and find a hi-hat and keep a hi-hat going in here. But anyways, there you go. That's the idea. And let's see, it took me 16 minutes to do that, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. And so, you know, it's going to take you maybe 3 or 4 times as that length, but that's the idea. All right.